Hi, welcome to Thompson Rivers University, or TRU. My name is Bernie Crawford. I'm one of the academic advisors, and our department helps students that are interested in the Bachelor Science program. We advise students that are in first and second year. So what I'm going to talk about today is just basic admission requirements, progressing from second year to third year, options maybe within the degree that students may not know too much about, a little bit about course planning, briefly touching on timetabling registration, and also my TRU. So at TRU we have 3 programs, art, science, and business, and all 3 of them are open programs. So what that means is we'll allow students to come in provided they have graduated from a BC grade 12 high school, or from one of the other provinces, or even from another country. Or for those students that haven't graduated, we have something called mature student status. That's someone that's 19 years of age and out of school for at least 2 years. So what we're saying is you don't have to have that BC grade 12, you were still going to come in. So whether you have graduated or you're a mature student, you still need to meet the prerequisites for each individual course that you want to take. So everybody in a science degree, there are certain criteria that you have to have. And this is what we help students when they're doing their planning, is you have to have 6 to 9 credits of English. Some of it's going to depend on which major you want as to how much English you're going to be doing. You have to have first year math, and that math is actually first year calculus. You have to have a first year biology or science. The other science that we have is geology, so again, depending on your major, it's going to depend whether it's geology or biology. Everybody has to do first year chemistry, everybody has to do first year physics. You will be required to do at least 1 course or 3 credits in computing, and then at least 15 to 18 credits, that's 5 to 6 non-math, non-science, non-computing elective courses. So the different things that you can do is, for instance, declare a major. Many times what we have is we have students, especially high school students, coming in, they're going, I really don't know what it is that I want to be doing. And that's okay. The first year science is a fairly broad science degree, and so we can actually fence it, if you will, students for different majors and what it is that they want. It's by second year that students need to have a fairly decent idea what it is they want to do. Because someone majoring in biology, the second year courses are very different than if you're majoring in math, computing, or physics, for instance. So formally, students have to actually put their major or declare their major by the end of second year going into third year. So there's still some time for those new students. There are different things that you can do with a Bachelor of Science. For those students that are maybe wanting to transfer, or they're on a bit of a slower route, they might want to get their Associate of Science degree. This is actually a BC provincial curriculum that we follow. And basically what it is the first 2 years of someone on a science degree. What it allows students to do is they can then step out, maybe go work for a year, come back, or maybe they are transferring to another institution. It just shows the 2 years that they've done at TRU, so they have another credential. A major, all a major means is that 50% of your work in your last 2 years, or 10 of your last 20 courses, is in a specific area, such as math, or maybe environmental chemistry. Students that are doing a major can also do a minor if they choose to. So think of it as this way: if a degree is 40 courses, typically students do 20 courses in their first 2 years, 20 in their second year, 2 years. 10 of those 20 will be a major. 6 of those 20 will actually be in a minor area. So again, students need to do that preparation work in the first 2 years for possibilities of what they might want to do when they're in third and fourth year. A double major will take you longer, and it's because at second year there's a lot of the prerequisites that students have to pick up in order to be eligible to take third and fourth year courses. So that will always take longer than a normal science degree. An honors degree is an area where you can go and do more depth in it. And again, you need to go to the science website to find out which areas that we have honors degrees for students. And then there's general studies. This is for someone that maybe doesn't want to do a major. They just want to get a broad science degree, and that's something that they can work on here at TRU. What we always encourage students to do is actually find out more about what they're planning to learn. And all of the Faculty of Science, each of their departments have their own websites. So this is your responsibility to actually do some of that digging, so that when you're coming and talking to an advisor or contacting us through email, which is the way that most of the students actually do contact us, you've actually got a bit of a background. You know what the biological sciences areas are at TRU, or you know what we're offering within our physics program. So this is something that you have to do for yourself. This is a typical first year that you would see for someone that is doing a science program. You'll see there's 2 semesters of biology, 1 in the fall, 1 in the winter, 2 semesters of chemistry, 2 semesters of math, and that math is calculus, 2 semesters of physics, and 2 semesters of English. So when students are doing courses at TRU, the maximum course load that they can do is 5 courses each semester. If you choose to do a lighter load, that's your choice. You can do 5, 4, 3. If you do that, then you're still loanable. So that 60% of a load is 3 courses each semester, 80 is 4 courses a semester, 100% is 5. So those would be loanable programs. We allow students to even do 1 course if they want, but the problem with that doing a science program is the courses will go sour after a while. So really it's very important that you try to complete your science degree within about 5 to an 8-year period at the very maximum. These are the areas that we talk to students about. One of them is English. Coming out of high school, we're asking that students have a 73% or better in their English 12 or First People's English. That's your government exam with your in-class mark together. We also allow students to write an LPI, which stands for Language Proficiency Index exam. It's an essay test. It's marked out of 40. You have to get a range of 30 to 35 out of 40 and 70% on the first sections. We also have an acupuncture that you can do, or you can do upgrading here at TRU. It's the same thing with math. It's really important that you come out of high school in the last 2 years with a C+ or better in your pre-calculus 12. If you haven't, we have upgrading courses that you have to do here at TRU before you can do first year calculus. We have university preparation at TRU. When you see courses that have a 0 in front of them, that means they're upgrading. They do have credits attached, but they're not applicable credits to someone that's going into the science degree. When you see anything that has an 0500, that's roughly grade 11, and an 0600 is grade 12. So you're the one that knows what you took in grade 12, you're grade 11 and 12, you're the one that knows your marks. If you're not a good solid C+ student, you are not going to do really well in here. And we do not recommend that you go on to a higher level with less than a C+ grade from high school. This is written for BC, so those students that have come up through the foundations route, we always ask students to do our upgrading courses in here. So it really will depend what your background is from high school as to whether or not you have to do upgrading and how much of it. So this is a plan for someone that maybe is doing an upgrading with first year courses. Because TRU's science program is open admission, meaning you've graduated or you're a mature student, we allow students to do a combination of upgrading with those first year courses in which they meet prerequisites. For instance, the first example, it just says the student has foundations of Math 12, English 12, Chem 11, Physics 11, but no Biology 11. So what we're doing is we're allowing the student, their English mark wasn't a B, so they're doing upgrading with first year in the winter, they're upgrading their math, they're upgrading their biology, but by the winter semester, because they had the chem from high school, they can go into first year. They can also do their computing or their non-science electives. In the next example, the person has a little bit more upgrading to do because they have to do their chemistry 11, Bi 12, physics 11, physics 12. This person might be going towards maybe engineering, which requires a physics 12 background. Workload is really important to students. We have a rule of thumb here that at least for every hour in class, you have to do about 2 hours of homework. So it's really important that you manage your time as much as possible. So if you're planning to work at all, make sure that you're also taking into account the amount of homework time that you have to do, as well as being on campus. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a little bit more about where you can go to find more information about sciences. So this is our homepage, and you'll notice at the top it says programs and courses. This is what we want the students to do, is actually to go to the Faculty of Science, find more information about what it is that you're wanting to do, so that when you do talk to either your program advisor once you're in 3rd and 4th year, or the academic advisor at 1st and 2nd year, you're actually asking really knowledgeable questions. You're not in high school, you're at post-secondary, and there's a lot more onus put on you to actually find a lot of your information. Once you know what your courses are and you're ready to timetable and register, off the homepage there's this link and it's registering for a course. When you click on that, on the left-hand side, the tab, it'll have a listing of lots of helpful information. Things like, how do you make a timetable? How do you actually go and register for courses? Using your MyTRU. That's where you can view the schedules. There's lots of information on money matters and lots of other services that are offered at TRU. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the academic advising site. You'll notice on the tabs on the left-hand side we have a lot of information. One that we've done with the program resources is we have 11 different degrees here at TRU, and we've done PowerPoint presentation tutorials on each one, plus we have a lot of handouts. They're information that you can download and print yourself. What we've done with the science one, which is fairly large, is we have prerequisite checklist. So if you want to check to see what our prerequisites are for all of our science, first year science courses, it's in there. It'll tell you what you need it from grade 11 or 12. If you don't have it, you can upgrade it to TRU. We also have a listing of the non-science elective choices. This has been approved by the Faculty of Science. It's written for TRU, so for those students that are transferring to TRU, outside TRU, you may want to double check the BC Transfer Guide to make sure, which is an online option, to make sure that the course is actually transferred to where you want to go. We also have a Bachelor Science tutorial. It's a PowerPoint presentation taking maybe 7 to 10 minutes to go through, and a lot of what I just said, you'll be able to read it yourself. There's a whole listing of the different handouts that we offer. So these are the handouts that we were given by the Bachelor Science program, and you'll see that there's different majors in biology, in chemistry. We have them in math, physics, computing science, mathematical sciences. So if you link to one of these, you'll see exactly the courses that you need to do for first year and for second year. So don't forget to do some of your own homework. When you have some questions, you can always contact our academic advising office. We take a lot of emails. We're open all year round. The only time we close is between Christmas and New Year's. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.